Welcome back. You're watching eNCA on DSTV channel 403. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, the National Accommodation Association of South Africa says 90% of small lodges and guest houses may soon have to shut their doors due to a number of booking cancellations. This follows the travel ban imposed by several countries, including the United States and the UK, after the discovery of the Omicron variant. To discuss this, the association's chairperson, Rosemarie van Staden, joining us now here on Today. Now, good afternoon, ma'am. Not such a good situation that you're facing in the industry. How bad are the cancellations? Are you able to give us a sense through some numbers?
Good afternoon. Yes, this is a very, very sad time for our industry. We are struggling a lot with cancellations. There's weddings being called off. There is functions being called off. Guest houses are on the brink of empty because people are cancelling their bookings. They don't know whether they will be allowed to travel or whether they will be allowed to come back. This COVID-19 in this last couple of months and days are devastating on our industry.
Now, you say 90% of small lodges and guest houses may soon have to shut their doors. I mean, they employ quite a lot of people and they support different types of industries because they have to order food, for example, for their guests. Then they support that retail sector. If they shut down, I mean, this could collapse that sector of accommodation and hospitality industry.
Unfortunately, that's the truth. We had October very good months and November some people had good months, but otherwise than that, traveling was quite substantially low. There's no money to pay our staff even bonuses. There's no money to buy Christmas gifts for our staff. So a lot of guest houses have decided not to take their staff back in January to see how things will develop. A lot of us will have to close our doors because there's just no income and there's no support, however, from government side or even the TERS haven't paid out their promises. Everything there is bleak. We struggle with the municipalities. There's no support from the municipalities. For any province, we are paying high commercial rates and taxes that are killing us. So without any income, I also have guest house owners that are in their late 70s that are cleaning their own guest houses at the moment because they can't afford any more staff. How on earth must we look after the families that we supported without any income? This is heartbreaking.
So your industry, I guess, would not welcome any further lockdown restrictions going forward, and you're hoping that very soon the rest of the world would lift its travel bans on South Africa.
Absolutely. We had weddings that were being called off for this specific weekend, where some of the bridegrooms or brides have to come to South Africa for the marriage, and now it's been called off. Everything has been paid, accommodation has been paid, and things like that. It's just money down the drain. We cannot afford to pay the money back because we got all the things needed for the weddings or for the functions. Our staff were working longer hours, so it's terrible. And even with the cruise ships that decided not to operate before 9th of January, there's people that made bookings at KZN that must get off the cruise ship, and at the moment they tested positive. So it's a catch-22 situation. How do you handle it?
Yeah. Do you have any numbers, Rosemarie, how many people could lose their jobs? You've said that several of your members of the National Accommodation Association have said that they've already informed their staff not to come back to work in January.
Yeah. You see, we are the largest accommodation association in South Africa that represent. So at this stage, with a small poll that I did, it seems to me that around about 40% of the people will not take their staff back after when they go now for the December leave. In the coastal regions, the staff are still working in December, but we don't know with what. Are they going to pay it at the holiday destinations? Because if the cancellations keep on streaming in, it's difficult. How are we going to pay? And it's just not us suffering. It's, as I said earlier to another TV station, it's down the line. We are all in the same storm, but in different boats. We don't buy eggs because we don't serve breakfast now. So everything is, there's more people being affected than only us. So if they don't make money, they also can't travel. And I think government can do much more to support us, because we are the past, the present, and the future. So how can we carry on with the future if we don't have a future anymore? And what about our staff that are well trained, that know how to follow the protocols even before COVID? Because that is what hospitality is all about. And this is what we train our members, is to keep the establishments extremely clean and hygienically. So this terrible good staff that we will lose, how will we replace them? With what money will we bring them back? And with what prices?
There's many questions.
There won't be any increase.
There's many questions, you're right, there's many questions, and it's very tough. It's challenging times indeed. I'm afraid we have to leave it there. Rosemarie van Staden of the National Accommodation Association of South Africa, representing small lodges and guest houses. 90% of them might have to shut down due to the ongoing impact of COVID-19, but particularly the travel bans that have been placed on South Africa by several countries. Now,